So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm joined by the lead singer of Orden Ogan, and his name is Seeb. So, Seeb, how are you today, sir?
I'm great, thanks. I was just painting my ceiling, so I'm still
Yeah,
looking like yeah,
the
looking like a
the
little bit
struggles
like a
of the power metal life. You have to paint your own house.
yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, so we're here to talk about the band's seventh full-length album that is coming out on July the 5th, and it's the Order of Fear. So, yeah, I'm glad for you to be joining me all the way from Germany. So,
Thanks for having me.
I
Yeah,
listened to the record as a whole, and yes, it's a record that in your past records you had like more prog and longer songs, and for this one you decided let's keep them shorter. Why did you decide to have shorter songs for this album?
I mean, generally speaking, that was a development over the past years. If you listen to Final Days, the record that came out in 2021, that was also a little bit shorter already. I think Orden Ogan is always sounds like Orden Ogan, but like every record is a little bit special on its own. You know, like you have a record like Eastern Hope that we released in 2010 that was very proggy and very long songs. Like the title track has like 6 minutes 30 and 40 different parts in it or something. Also like odd key changes and weird stuff. And then you have a record like To the End that was more like a little bit more in your face and forward than a record like Raven that was super dark. Um, and or even Final Days, the last one before that, that was like a science fiction concept record that where we used a lot of synthesizer and sci-fi sounds, but like the core is always the same. And to do the songs in a shorter way, I mean, we know that we can do long proggy stuff, you know, but nowadays I think the beauty lies in like saying everything you want to say in the most direct way, maybe, you know. And still, there's still a lot going on in an Orden Ogan song in 4 minutes. If you try to play this on a guitar or whatever, you will find that out.
Yeah, I can't
um,
play
uh,
shit, so I wouldn't. I'm
yeah.
not gonna try it. But
So no,
yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
it's not like one question that occurs a lot is like, is it because of the short attention span of the people or whatever, TikTok, blah blah blah? And the answer is no. We're a band. We do what we do because we love to do this, you know. So
you could
in
also
first
say
place,
it's because my fingers hurt, man.
no, they're fine. They're fine.
But
It's
you're the
okay
singer,
actually.
you're okay. But your guitar players, like if you had like longer tracks, that's not to say there's two
Yeah,
long tracks on
I
this record.
use.
There's
Yeah,
Anthem,
I
The
use.
Dark Side, and The Long
Yeah.
Darkness, which opens
Yes.
which closes the record at 8:21. So there's two long tracks, and the other ones are shorter, but it's not like you're gonna write like a 2 minute song. And you have like you also have like an intro to the last song, The Journey Thus Far. So yeah, so it was just conscious to shorter the tracks, not because of
Yes.
TikTok or anything, just because you guys chose to do it.
I think it's a better way of songwriting, like to leave away the stuff that is unnecessary. I mean, I'm working as a producer full time as well, so I work with a lot of bands, also like some more inexperienced bands, like bands that want to get a record contract or whatever. And this is like the common mistake that everybody makes, you know, like do the songs and repeat the same part over and over again, or do like 5 different intro riffs before the song starts or something like that, you know. And I think it has something of an amateurish vibe.
Mhm.
So this, like I said, I think the beauty lies within saying everything you want to say in the most direct way, and still make it work when it comes to the atmosphere and everything. Yeah.
And this record, I don't think it's a concept record per se, but there's a lot of themes that have to do with different type of fears, right?
No, actually, it's we have a mascot, a guy who is called Alistair Vale, and all the records, basically all the records, are like one ongoing story since 2008 when the Vale record was released, named after Alistair Vale. And it's about he's a guy, he's an aristocrat, and he's ruling an empire with a circle of other aristocrats. But there is a lot of like really bad stuff going on, corruption and like really bad stuff. And so he thinks like, for the greater good, I will destroy the circle so that something like democracy will have a chance. So it was a good plan, but it ends up like the whole continent then lies in total anarchy. And so that went wrong. And the thing that is even worse is that he gets cursed by one of the other guys, and the curse basically says he has to keep walking forevermore. He cannot stay at one place for a very long time, though that is unspecified. So it can be a day or 2 days or something, but he cannot like live in a town or something. He always have to keep moving.
Like the Incredible Hulk?
Sorry?
Just like the Incredible Hulk.
Is Hulk also always moving as well?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the Incredible Hulk, but the series back in the day, like every episode at the end, Bruce Banner would turn into Hulk and he would smash some stuff, and then he would have to leave the town.
He would have to go. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, so the one thing is he has to keep moving, and the other thing is that is even worse is that everything he leaves behind somehow dies or decays behind him. So people don't necessarily have to die, but something really bad is going to happen. So he's kind of the personified Reaper.
So just like every politician.
Sorry. Yeah, and so he's basically trying to find a cure for this curse, and he hears about like this ancient nameless order that might have some mysterious powers and maybe can help him. And this is commonly called the Orden Ogan, so which means the order of fear. Orden is the German word for an order. Ogan is Old Celtic for fear. And he finds these guys the first time on the record Ravenhead, that is 2015. He has to do some really bad stuff to get information, and the only information he gets in the end is, okay, you have to find the eldest of our order, so he might help you. And then he's going through the other records, Gunman in 2017 and Final Days in 2021. And now finally he arrives at the place where the other, like the eldest, lives. This is why the record is called the Order of Fear. And yeah, the eldest basically tells him, you have to do something that is even more evil than what was done to you, and says you have to shed the blood of one true friend in the moonlight. And so there's just one guy who... Sorry?
Yeah, that's the song. You have the song about the moon there, yeah.
Yeah, Moonfire, right. And
which is one of the singles, yeah.
Yeah, and so then you got the philosophical question about the good of many versus the good of one. And so he decides he's basically got this one guy who follows him around. His name is Abel, that is the closest to a friend. And so Vale is very pragmatic, you know. He thinks like, okay, I've brought so much death and pain and misery to people, I really have to end this. And then he kills his friend, or he's tricked into killing his friend. And then he finds out shortly after that he was betrayed, and that he actually took part in an ancient ritual that actually amplifies his curse, because the monks of the Order of Fear, they actually want to use this curse against mankind to destroy mankind. And accidentally, they also awake an ancient demon. So by the end of this record, he's in a very bad spot.
This is almost like
ancient...
like a awesome video game story, or like meets the Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. How do you get inspired to do the story?
You know, I mean, I think Orden Ogan, we're often labeled as a power metal band, but these days we say it's maybe dark power metal, because we are a lot harder than, like, Orden Ogan would not be the first band that comes to your mind if somebody says power metal, because it sounds different. It's a lot harder, a lot darker than other bands.
Dragon Force.
Yeah, it's not Dragon Force, right?
No,
Dragon Force is a great band. Great band, but it's not Dragon Force, yeah. And so I mean, I always loved horror movies and this dark stuff. I always read like horror novels and everything. So I really love this dark storytelling. But you're right, we're actually thinking about making this comics or real book, or maybe even maybe even more. Who knows? You know, like we're
I think
actually
the comic
working
book would be
on
good.
releasing the story. Yeah.
So because you can tell more than in just songs. You can like stories and get the people invested, just like bands have done, like Coheed and Cambria. I know eh, there's some fans that are really invested in the comic books. I myself, I just listen to the music,
Mm.
but yeah, sometimes too much story. Like I like to enjoy the music, but this album is quite catchy. But I like it how you say dark. But you know, there's darker power metal. What Blind Guard? I remember Blind Guardian. They're from Germany as well, and they mix darker elements as well.
Yeah, but I would say that Blind Guardian, like especially when it comes to Blind Guardian, like the comparison is they mix in a lot more of like these 70s
Yeah.
elements like Hammond organs and this kind of stuff, like art rockish kind of stuff. Whereas Orden Ogan, if you take away the vocals and you just focus on the riffs, is pretty hard. That could be like some parts of it could be metalcore, thrash metal, or even death metal. You know, like a lot of the music is can be really hard. It doesn't feel like it because you always have like the clean vocals and the choirs and the keyboards on top, but the music
And the
section in
orchestration.
itself, yeah, but the music, like the rhythm section in itself, like guitars, bass, drums, it's pretty hard. And if you have ever been to an Orden Ogan show like live, it is it's pretty much in your face. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't been one, but you obviously you guys have the theatrics as well, like uh you're not dressed with paint when you're
No.
singing. So I want to show the album artwork. Pretty cool album artwork. So here it is, The Order of Fear. So I'm guessing you have the character. What does he have in his hand? Is that like a heart?
No, it's actually a red gas mask,
Oh,
and this is one of the 7 references to the other albums that is on the artwork. Because yeah, it is like the record is some sort of a showdown, like one first showdown of the story that is ongoing. So the next record will, of course, also feature the story. But since it's some sort of a showdown, we thought it might be nice to incorporate one element of every other album on the artwork. And but I won't give away a lot more of this. I will just say this is the mask that he wears on the Final Days record. And if you look closely on the top right, no, on the bottom right, there is like this greenish girl that is tied to a tree. She's on the cover of Ravenet, for
oh,
example.
I just
So
saw
this is
her.
how, yeah.
I hadn't seen
So
her
it's
until
just
you
a
mentioned her.
so it's just I will just give away the two, but for the real fans, it's like really interesting to
A lot
have a
of
look and see
Easter
if they
eggs,
can find
hidden
everything.
Easter eggs
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool album artwork. Who worked on this artwork?
This was done by Dan Goldsworthy. He's also known for doing like Ailstorm and Glory Hammer and stuff. We've worked with Andreas Marshall for the first 5 records, and it was just about time to change and go in a new direction. And I think Dan captured like the veil, the vibe of the band perfectly. It also, from the style, it looks very similar to what Andreas Marshall has done in the past. Um, and but I really think that this might be our best cover artwork so far, and it was a real joy to work with him because he's doing everything, he's painting everything digitally, which also gives you, yeah, like a lot of chances to actually say something. Like if you can see and watch the progress while he's working on it, you can change some stuff. You know, like for example, this flying monk of the Order of Fear that is in the middle of the picture. That
Mhm.
one was actually before like very far in the background, but it was the best looking one, so we could put it in the foreground and stuff. And so that was like really, really great. He's a great guy, super quick, amazing to work with, and I really love the mood of the artwork. Like on the stages, we have only the house on the backdrop, and it has got so much ambience, like this vibe to it. It looks really, really great. The stage with the house, yeah.
Yeah, no, obviously this music is meant to be theatrical, and a theatrical show is what it warrants because yeah, you mentioned the vocal. Yeah, the vocals are very like power metal style, but yeah, the music is darker. And I enjoyed. I think a track that I enjoyed a lot and I could relate to it was My Worst Enemy because I think anyone can relate to sometimes being the one who fucks up your own life. Like
Yes, yes, yes. This is like two things about that. Like the first thing you said was vocals being power metal-ish. It's also one thing that I think distinguishes Orden Ogan from a lot of the other power metal bands. Like a lot of power metal bands have like this super high range when they're
yeah.
singing. I'm more in the mid range, you know, like I like
Yeah,
more
like
raspy. It's
there's
more
not
this.
this, there wasn't this highlight, you
Yeah,
didn't,
yeah, it's
like it was like you say, in the middle ground.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's more like James Hetfield style of singing. Maybe let's put it like this.
But you
And
have to throw in your yes.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like you have to do it if you're gonna do it. Like James Hetfield cannot go. I think he can't go without singing 2 minutes without throwing a yeah.
yeah,
At least
I
like
get it.
in the
Yeah, I know,
records,
I know.
I wonder if when they're recording, they're like, do not say yeah.
Yeah, they're cutting it out. Yeah,
They cut all the yes because that's like pure James. He does the yeah. But yeah,
yeah,
that's a good way to put it. Like that range, where like like it's powerful, but it's not like it like because in power battle, yeah, sometimes the vocals soar so much that sometimes they overtake the music. Sometimes it's
yes,
like too much. Sometimes you're like, okay, dude, we get it. You can really sing, but you're overshadowing some of the musical parts. So I get
yeah.
what you mean. So yeah, it's good that you're following this story. I think the opening track, Kings of the Underworld, in less than 4 minutes, really, especially it has like this really like good galloping type of guitar playing, like a little bit of like Iron Maiden like, which I found it was good. Tell us a bit, like when you do the sequencing, do you like you're like this has to does it follow always a linear story like from beginning to end, or does it move around?
Story, you mean story with the lyrics, or you mean the song itself,
Yeah,
the
with the
music?
lyrics and the song, yeah.
So lyrics are always. I just said that we released now 7 concept records. It's not completely true because they are not complete concept records. It's always a song has to have the chance to stand on its own as well. So
Yeah,
there are always like a couple of songs that push the concept forward, and there can be songs that don't have anything to do with the rest. Um, Whereas when it comes to the music, man, like writing this, that can be everything. You know, like it can be. I had that wake up in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock and just have dreamt. Is the right word? Dreamt, like dreamed of a song. You know,
yeah,
like and sit down and record it. I'm constantly singing to my cell phone. I'm singing when I'm in the car. Um, it can happen that you just have a guitar on your lap and play something and be like, okay, this is nice. Can also happen you hear something like pop music, something in the radio and be like, okay, this would be nice if it were different. And you just like take some elements and be like, okay, maybe we do something like this, but do it in a different way. So that can be everything. And when it comes to Kings of the Underworld, what I love the most about that song is that it like starts in your face, like directly, like
yeah,
the record just starts like full power. And what is also nice to know about the song is we recorded vocals, like there like audience shouts in it and stuff, and audience singing. And we recorded that on 3 different festivals in Germany and the Czech Republic. I think the "In Union We Stand" shouts, and also like the melody in the chorus that was recorded at the Masters of Rock in the Czech Republic with like 40,000 people. So that's also pretty nice. There's nothing that you can achieve in the studio by just singing with a couple of people. You know, like
good. Let's
40,000
hope
is
you don't
sounding
get like
different.
an email for 40,000 people saying we demand royalties. You used us in your record without consent. or something like that.
Let's hope they don't. Let's hope they don't. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't
I
think
don't think so.
that will happen. And I think it would be dismissed. Like you were at the concert. Sometimes concerts
Yeah.
are recorded. So yeah, the album, has a good flow to it. Right
Thank
now,
you.
do you have like a favorite song of the record? I know if sometimes they're like your babies, but is there one that really like connects with you?
Like I said before, when it comes to Orden Ogan, this is what we love to do, what we want to do. Orden Ogan has some really good commercial success these days, especially in Europe. But still, if we wouldn't be happy with it, we wouldn't do it. Like we could as well just play in front of 50 people each night, and we'd still do it. And so that also applies to the record. So we'll have to be like 100% happy with everything there. Like for us, there are no fillers on it. When it comes to the songs, I really can't decide. I have to say, like the songs we shot the videos for, I've heard them too often now. So this is like
Yes.
because we were like working on the videos and editing it, like listening to it while you record the videos, listen to it while you edit the videos and everything. You're like, come on. After I've like fully produced the record as well, so you like
You're like,
enough is
I'm
enough at
tired
some
of that
point.
single. Do you enjoy
Yes,
the process of making music videos? Because I know for
yes, I
some bands it's like a pain in the ass.
no, I love every aspect of what I'm doing. I made my hobby my job. And when I read on Facebook that people write Sunday nights like, tomorrow is Monday, I have to get back to work, and blah. I don't have that. There are times when it can be a little bit much, like especially right now, we're in like right before releasing the album, we're doing interviews, we're already doing summer festivals, traveling a lot, blah blah blah. Like I said, I was painting my ceiling because we're moving. Like you have the private stuff also. Like
Mhm.
something is always happening, and but it can be a little bit much at times. But I enjoy every aspect of it. I love that. Like I mean, there have been music videos that were pretty rough. We did a video for the song Fever in, when was it, like I think 2015. That was shot in a swamp, and we were basically like, it was super cold outside, and we're standing inside of a swamp, like with our legs in the mud, everything, and it was wet and cold. And then I
You
said
maybe
something
should have
like,
thought the song is called Fever. We should have shot it in a Caribbean beach.
yeah, yeah, this is what we always joke about as well. The next record will be a concept record about the Caribbean, but no, that doesn't work with Orden Ogan, I think.
The guy goes to the Caribbean. Yeah.
Yeah,
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I could get it because yeah, especially in some bands right now, a lot of music videos are just like performance based. And I think that's something that I miss about the 90s. Like music videos used to be like a whole like production. They were like, I thought of music videos like mini movies. Like
yeah,
like some of my favorite, even like Michael Jackson's Thriller. That was a movie,
yes,
great music video. In the 90s, I loved the Smashing Pumpkins Tonight Tonight music video because it was like you were looking like an old movie. So music videos right now, a lot of music videos are very bland because they just their performance, and there's nothing to them. Music videos used to like mean something more, but also there was more money coming in at that time, so it makes sense that you have more budgets now for the music videos. But I do miss like a great music video, like with things like that. There's still bands that do some great music videos, but I think more practical effects than maybe in the past. But you seem like the band that you give a shit and you like a music video is basically like an infomercial for the band. You are selling the band in 4 or 5 minutes of whatever the music video is. What do you think so, right?
yeah. I mean, have you seen the Order of Fear and the Moonfire video?
The movie, yeah, I saw part, and yeah, it's cool video. So that's why I enjoy that you take the time into making
Yeah,
good videos that
yeah.
like are good to watch, and you can get into the story. So yeah, it's always a great thing when bands do that. So
The Order of Fear video and Moonfire, they also tell one ongoing story, so you can watch them in that order. Actually, it's My Worst Enemy, then the Order of Fear, then Moonfire. That would be the correct order to watch those videos. And yeah, you're absolutely right. We like alone, the Order of Fear we shot like in 10 days with 12 different locations.
Wow.
And I don't think that a lot of other bands don't just go this route. You're absolutely correct. A lot of bands just do their playthroughs, and that's that. But it comes back to what I said before. You know, we do this because we love to do this. I hate to say this word, but we consider it art to a degree. You know,
it is
and
art. Music is art. Yeah.
And the story, the video with the storyline and the music it all has to go hand in hand. So like I said, in first place, we do that for ourselves, and I think this is what you can really see and feel about if you see the videos and watch that stuff. Yeah.
I'll post one of the videos so people who haven't seen it can watch it. So so you're putting it out July 5th. I'll put the links for the pre-orders. So after you like, are you having like a release show? Because I saw that you have a lot of shows this summer. So you're playing, I think, all over Europe, right?
Yes, a lot of over Europe. We have 4 release shows in that week. It's like 2 shows that we're like headlining shows. One festival that we're headlining. The other one is Rock Hearts. It's a pretty big festival in Germany. Also, then we go to Area 53 in Austria. And yeah, like you just said, I mean, we have been touring already a lot. We're in Sweden for Sweden Rock. We're in Finland, not Masters of Rock, Metal Fest in the Czech Republic, Into the Grave, Netherlands. So we have been Z Live in Spain. So we have been all over Europe already. And yeah, it's time for us to go to the States again.
No, yeah, awesome. Yeah, so you guys are gonna be busy, and the tickets are available now, right? People can get the tickets now. So what can we expect from the live show for this album?
So at the moment, we're still working on improving the show, but it's a lot bigger production than we ever had. Like everything is bigger, and you will see, like in the next weeks, when
Awesome.
the full production finally is on the stage. And I think the main thing about an Orden Ogan show is that we always try to give like 100% when it comes to the performance, and also it's always. I mean, I said the music is a little bit darker, but it's still always a party. You know, like we really like to interact with the audience a lot and get people to move, and this is like really great, like getting back the energy from the people. This is why everybody goes to concerts. You know, we're not a band that just stands there on one spot and plays their stuff and then
No,
leaves
that's
the stage.
boring. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you wanna move along. So yeah, should be a great show. So yeah, Seb, I wanna thank you, for taking some time of your day after
Thank
painting
you.
to chat with me a little bit about the Order of Fear and everything Ogden Ogan. I try to say because Spanish is my first language. But yeah,
Okay.
at least you sing in English, but I love Rammstein and they're from over there, but totally in German. So yeah, but it's an entertaining album, and it has like that. Now that I understand that it follows all these stories, it's great, and the music videos, you pull those stuffs. You give like theatrical music videos that go in with the music. So, anything you like to say to the fans before we leave today?
Oh, when it comes to this question, I always say the same thing, and that is just thank you. Like thank you for checking out our music, listen to the stuff on YouTube and Spotify, whatever. Buy our albums, come to the shows, because I do think a lot of the fans, they don't really get it. Without their support, no band would be anything. Like we're just able to do that because so many people like what we do, and so the only thing I can say, thanks a lot.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, again, the album is out July the 5th, people. So I'll post the link for people who want to pre-order and check it out. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.